What if I told you the storm you are trying to escape is the very place where your strength is being born? What if the darkness you fear is not your enemy, but your greatest teacher? And what if, instead of breaking you, these hard times are secretly building a version of you that the easy days could never create? Life does not come with a promise of ease. It comes with waves, with chaos, with moments that test the very core of who you are. There will be days when everything feels heavy, when your dreams seem distant, and when your strength feels like it has quietly slipped away. But understand this: hard times are not the end of your story. They are the chapters where your character is written in bold ink. You don't thrive in comfort. You don't discover your power when everything is perfect. You rise, you evolve, you transform when life demands more from you than you think you can give. Hard times are not here to destroy you. They are here to reveal you. And the question is not, why is this happening to me? The question is, who am I becoming because of this? Embrace the pain instead of running from it. Pain is not here to punish you. It is here to awaken you. The discomfort you feel, the heaviness in your chest, the chaos in your mind, it all carries a message. But most people spend their lives running from it, distracting themselves, numbing themselves, pretending it does not exist. And in doing so, they miss the very lesson that could transform them. Because pain, when faced with courage, becomes a teacher. It begins to show you where you need to grow, where you need to heal, and where you need to rise stronger than before. When you sit with your pain, instead of escaping it, something powerful begins to happen. You start understanding yourself on a deeper level. You begin to recognize your fears, your insecurities, and the parts of you that have been ignored for far too long. It is uncomfortable, yes. It is overwhelming, yes. But it is also necessary. Because growth never happens in the comfort of denial. It happens in the raw, unfiltered truth of your emotions. There will be moments when facing your pain feels unbearable, when it feels easier to just walk away, to pretend, to hide. But those are the exact moments that define you. Because every time you choose to stay, to feel, to confront what hurts, you are building a resilience that cannot be broken. You are telling yourself that you are strong enough to handle your own reality, no matter how difficult it may be. And slowly, almost silently, pain begins to lose its power over you. It no longer controls you. It no longer defines you. Instead, it becomes a part of your journey, a chapter that shaped you but did not destroy you. You realize that what once felt like your greatest weakness has become your greatest source of strength. And you carry that strength forward without fear. Redefine what strength really means. For too long, you have been taught that strength means being unshakable, being fearless, being untouched by struggle. But that is not strength, that is illusion. Real strength is far more raw, far more human. It is found in the moments when you feel like you are falling apart, yet you still choose to stand. It is found in your tears, in your doubts, in your silent battles that no one else sees. Strength is not about pretending that everything is okay when it is not. It is about having the courage to admit that you are struggling, that you are hurting, that you are not at your best, and still refusing to give up on yourself. It is about showing up for your life even when you feel like you have nothing left to give. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is simply keep going. There will be days when you feel weak, when your energy is drained, when your hope feels distant. And in those moments, you might question your own strength. But understand this strength is not the absence of weakness. It is the decision to move forward despite it. It is choosing to rise again, even when every part of you wants to stay down. And as you begin to see strength in this new light, you stop being so hard on yourself. You stop expecting perfection. You start honoring your effort, your persistence, your courage to keep trying. And in that shift, you discover a strength that is not loud or visible, but deeply rooted and unbreakable control. What you can, Release what you can't. One of the greatest sources of suffering in hard times is the need to control everything. You want answers, you want certainty, you want things to go according to your plan. But life does not always work that way. And the more you try to control what is beyond your reach, the more overwhelmed and powerless you feel. Because you are fighting a battle that you were never meant to win. There is a quiet strength in letting go, not in giving up, but in understanding the difference between what you can change and what you must accept. You cannot control every outcome, every situation, every person's actions. But you can control how you respond. You can control your mindset, your attitude, your choices, and that is where your true power lies. When you shift your focus to what is within your control, something inside you begins to settle. The chaos outside may remain, but the chaos within starts to fade. You stop wasting energy on things that drain you, and you start investing it in things that build you. And in that shift, you find clarity, you find direction, you find peace, even in the middle of uncertainty. Letting go is not easy. It requires trust, it requires patience, it requires you to release the illusion that you must have everything figured out. But once you do, you begin to experience life differently. You become lighter, calmer, more grounded. And you realize that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to simply let go and keep moving forward with what you have. Build resilience through small wins. When you are going through hard times, it is easy to feel like you are not making progress. You look at the distance between where you are and where you want to be, and it feels overwhelming. It feels impossible. But what you fail to see is that resilience is not built in giant leaps. It is built in the smallest, quietest victories that often go unnoticed. Every time you choose to get out of bed when you don't feel like it, you are building resilience. Every time you choose to try again after failing, you are building resilience. Every time you refuse to give up, even when everything feels against you, you are building resilience. These small moments may not seem significant, but they are shaping you in ways you cannot yet see. Progress is not always visible. Sometimes it is happening beneath the surface, in the way you think, in the way you respond, in the way you carry yourself through difficult moments. And one day, you will look back and realize that those small steps were not small at all. They were the foundation of your strength. So stop waiting for big breakthroughs to validate your journey. Start recognizing the power of consistency, the beauty of persistence, the strength in simply continuing. Because resilience is not about how fast you move, it is about your willingness to keep moving. No matter how slow the pace may be, believe that this chapter is not your final destination. Hard times have a way of convincing you that this is all there is, that this pain is permanent, that the struggle defines you, that there is no way out. And when you stay in that mindset for too long, it begins to feel real. It begins to shape your reality. But the truth is, what you are going through right now is just a chapter, not the entire story. Your life is bigger than this moment. Your future is bigger than this struggle. And no matter how dark things may seem, there is always something beyond it. But you have to believe that. You have to hold on to that belief, even when you cannot see the evidence. Because sometimes faith is the only thing that keeps you moving forward. There will be days when hope feels distant, when the idea of a better tomorrow feels unrealistic. But those are the days when belief matters the most. Not blind optimism, but a quiet, stubborn belief that things can change, that you can grow, that you can find your way through this. And as you keep going, as you refuse to let this chapter define you, something begins to shift. Opportunities appear, strength builds, clarity returns. And one day, you will find yourself standing in a place you once thought was impossible, realizing that the chapter you thought would break you was actually the one that transformed you into who you were always meant to become. In the end, hard times do not come to end you. They come to introduce you to a version of yourself you have never met before. In the middle of the struggle, when everything feels uncertain and heavy, you are being reshaped in ways that comfort could never achieve. Every challenge you face is carving strength into your spirit. Every setback is building depth into your character. And every moment you refuse to give up is proof that there is something powerful within you that refuses to be defeated. You may not see the transformation right now, you may not feel the growth as it happens, but trust that something extraordinary is unfolding within you with every step you take through the storm. And one day, without even realizing when it happened, you will rise with a quiet confidence that cannot be shaken. You will look back at these hard times not with fear, but with understanding, knowing that they were never meant to destroy you, but to prepare you. You will carry your scars not as reminders of pain, but as symbols of survival, strength, and resilience. Because you did not just endure the storm, you walked through it, you grew through it, and you became someone who no longer fears the rain but understands its purpose.